तव कथामृतं तप्त जीवनम कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमंगलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः। Let us resume our discussion on Sri Ramakrishna's spiritual discourses with his intimate householder disciple and devotee, Sri Mahendranath Gupta. The head teacher of Metropolitan Institution, a school run by Pandit Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, the famous educationist of the country and those times. And he was talking about Dr. Mahendralal Sarkar, who was the attending homeopathic physician of Sri Ramakrishna for his throat problem, which later evolved into cancer. But homeopathic Dr. Mahendralal Sarkar was a renowned person, both as a physician and also as a very erudite scholar. He was awarded many notable, prestigious awards. He was an independent thinker and also a great devotee of Sri Ramakrishna. Now, there is a very interesting discussion about this. We already have discussed at length during our past few weeks over the passages of a book written by Sir Humphrey Davy, a Western scholar, a Western philosopher. There it is written that the end of knowledge is faith, which we discussed at length. That real faith and real knowledge are one. We acquire knowledge to develop faith, and when faith is achieved, then knowledge ends. We want to know about God. When you see God, then no more knowledge is necessary. That is the standard protocol of knowledge. You want to taste one good item. So once you have tasted it, then you don't need any more data about that item. So the realization, feeling, anubhuti, vishwas is the end of knowledge. I want to know about you, but when I see you, when I interact with you, then no more collection of data is necessary. Then I directly interact with you. Similarly, when we want to know God, we read so many things, we consult so many people, collect data, but when we realize God, then no more is knowledge necessary. That's why it has been said by Swami Vivekananda, religion is realization. अनुभूति ही हमारी चरम ज्ञान है. और जब तक अनुभूति नहीं होगा तब तक विश्वास भी नहीं होगा। हमारी जो भगवान के प्रति जो नॉलेज है, ज्ञान है, वो विश्वास पर आधारित है। तो देखा नहीं भगवान को, लेकिन भगवान के साथ जब मुलाकात हो जाएगा तब और वो विश्वास के स्तर पर नहीं है और अनुभूति का स्तर में चले गए। When the knowledge is perfect. That was the lesson training of Sri Ramakrishna by which Swami Vivekananda was groomed. Now there is a peculiar difference between the Eastern outlook and Western outlook. एक विदेशियों का जो चिंतन है और भारतीय के जो चिंतन है वो फर्क है, अलग है। भारतीय चिंतन में भगवत दर्शन करने के ऊपर बल प्रयोग किया है। दे आर गिवन एम्फेसिस ऑन रियलाइजेशन ऑफ गॉड, वेयरएज पाश्चात्य चिंतन में औरों को कल्याण करना ही जीवन का व्रत रूप से परिगणित होता है। बी गुड एंड डू गुड, वही इसका नारा है। हमारे नारा है ईश्वर का दर्शन करो, आत्मदर्शन करो, भगवान लाभ करो इत्यादि। दोनों ही एक बिंदु पर मिलते हैं। श्री रामकृष्ण ही समन्वयकारी हैं। He synthesizes all apparently opposing views। साकार निराकार एक साथ कैसे होगा वो श्री रामकृष्ण समाधान कर देते हैं। अभी यहाँ पर जो विरोध आ रहा है, विरोध नहीं, एक विपरीत भावनाएं आ रहा है कि परोपकार बनाम आत्म उपलब्धि कौन किया जाए। जो व्यक्ति आत्मा उपलब्धि करते हैं, जो परोपकारी है, उनको कोसता है ये तो बड़ा स्वार्थी है, गरीबों को उपकार में ही तो जीवन का बड़ा कष्ट है। इन्हें कहते हम लोग भी थोड़ा वो किया है गरीबों को उपकार, तो थोड़ा वो से नहीं होगा, वही जीवन का लक्ष्य होना चाहिए। उसी के बारे में यहाँ पर चर्चा हुआ है। नाउ this is the passage for today's discussion, which we initiated last week. Now, on return from Mandalal Sarkar's residence, Sri Ramakrishna asked him what happened there, वहाँ पर क्या हुआ था। तो ही went on narrating क्या बातचीत हुआ, ये सब किया है। उसमें से उन्होंने बताया कि वहाँ पर जो किताब लिखा है सर हम्फ्री डेवी, ही हैड सम डिवाइन विजन्स, साधारण व्यक्ति नहीं थे, अनुभूति संपन्न व्यक्ति है। नाउ सुनते ही तो डिवाइन क्या हुआ? ही सेज द ऑथर ड्रीम्ड ऑफ रोमन गॉड्स एंड गॉडेसेस। इस किताब का जो लेखक है लेखक ने स्वप्न में रोमन देव देवियों को देखा है। ही हैज रियलाइज ए सीन। साधारण व्यक्ति नहीं है। श्री रामकृष्ण वॉज वेरी मच इलेटेड, इंस्पायर्ड। ने कहा क्या इस तरह की पुस्तकें निकल रही है? ऐसी जगत में ऐसी जगह वे ही काम कर रहे हैं। ठाकुर was surprised, pleasantly surprised। সাহেব আবার স্বপন দেখেছিলেন রোমানদের দেব দেবী। শ্রী রামকৃষ্ণ এমন সব বই হয়েছে, তিনি সেখানে কাজ করছেন। Now he didn't brush aside, it's all bogus. So here there are two things to be noted. As Swami Vivekananda said, the realization and divine visions etc. are not the monopoly of any nation or any group. If anybody thinks we alone are privileged to have the interaction with God and none others, then he or she is grossly mistaken. You can have visions, but we should not have the ego that we are the only privileged people to have the vision of God. Sri Ramakrishna was not knowing. He said, I thought that only the Indians, भारतीयगण को भगवान दर्शन करने का आदत है, बाहर में नहीं है। ऐसे नहीं है, सारे दुनिया में ही ईश्वर भावापन्न व्यक्ति को अलौकिक दर्शन होता है। Now those of us who are scientifically educated, scientifically minded, they might be thinking it is all bogus. Sri Ramakrishna was saying that I am seeing God. Most of us think that he had some mental problem. अलौकिक भगवान को कैसे खाली आंखों में देख रहे हैं? संभव नहीं है। Why संभव नहीं है? That we do not care to bother. Outright खारिज कर देते हैं, ये सब बकवास है, which is not scientific. You have to verify, then only you should reject. So Sri Ramakrishna had a disciple, his name was Swami Muktinathanananda. He later became one of the presidents of the order. Now, he was not an unaccomplished person. He was a brilliant student and he studied engineering on those days. In those days, there was a famous engineering college in Pune. And he was a brilliant student there. He passed engineering and became an engineer, official engineer, qualified, graduate engineer. and took a job as the district engineer in Ghazipur. Very qualified and accomplished person. Now to him, Sri Ramakrishna said that God can be seen, God has these forms, etc., which he heard but did not believe. Like most of us, because he was also scientifically educated. Then he said he is a good man, Sri Ram is a good man, but all these are irrelevant talks. You're seeing God and all that. But later, when he himself saw the divine visions, he had to believe, there is no other way. So, outright rejecting anything without investigation is not scientific. He was in Allahabad, Vigyanananda. He used to go to Sangam every morning. One day he saw a young lady going in front of her at the dark hours of the early morning. He was going for bath. He saw a young lady with her hairs then caught in a net, like the pigtail of ladies. There he saw the three streams, like the three rivers, represent three rivers, Triveni, इसको कहलाता है. A beautiful lady going in front of him. He could not understand in these dark hours of the morning where from this lady came. But she was going. And then when she went forward and then she got immersed in the Sangam, vanished. So he was convinced that Triveni Mai Kripa karke unko darshan diya. So when you have any direct vision, you cannot argue and question. That is the realization of God. Sri Ramakrishna is telling, it is not enough that we believe in God or we discuss about God, but it must be brought to our actual experience of life. Sri Ramakrishna is saying, ईश्वर को दर्शन करना ही जीवन का उद्देश्य है. Goal of life is to see God. That is, ये इनका नारा था. Swami Vivekananda asked, you are talking about seeing God. What do you mean by this vision? He had no hazy answer. He says, by saying to see God, I mean as I see you now, but more distinctly, more vividly. Now that also needs explanation. But how can we see something more vividly than direct experience? Our scriptures say that our experiences have 4 dimensions. Not only one, but you see direct. Our mind travels in 4 levels. First is level of consciousness, Jagrat, wakeful state. Presumably we are in wakeful state. So we have one level of experience. हम देखते हैं आपस में. But यह परिपूर्ण नहीं है. That's not all. When we lie down, when we sleep, we go to the dream state. Nobody can deny that during the dream state, we also have some interactions, we see, hear everything. When our physical eyes and ears are closed, So we have to admit that our physical eyes, ears are not the only instrument for our perception. If it were, then dream state we could not have seen anything. But we see and interact by what? By another set of instruments which are called subtle mind, subtle body. We are seeing through the wakeful state by our gross body, जिसको शीशा का सामने दिखाई पड़ता है. स्थूल शरीर, physical body. That's not all. Within the physical body we have a subtle body, सूक्ष्म शरीर, जिसको मन कहलाता है, by which also we interact, we see dream. So that we cannot deny. But difference between the dream state and wakeful state is this: in the wakeful state, our perception is clear, direct, whereas in dream state it is hazy, we forget. But wakeful state, we can clearly see and register for a long time. But our Shastra says that's not all. When you go to superconscious state, Ati Chetan Avastha, then we see the world in a different way. We see something, there our vision become more direct, as Sri Ramakrishna said. What is the difference between direct and more direct and less direct? Direct and less direct are like pratyaksh evam swapna. What we see in the dream state is hazy, we forget. When you get up, we forget most of the dream. Few dreams we remember, but that also gradually evaded. Whereas what we interact during the wakeful state, that we remember for some time. But when we see something in the superconscious state, that we cannot forget. That is unforgettable, and that is this level where we have God realization. God is not usually seen by these sthula sharira, but it is interacted in our superconscious stage, Ati Chetan Avastha. But Sri Ramakrishna had vision of God both physically in the dream state and also spiritually, in all levels. सादा आंखों से भी वो उसका दर्शन होता था. That also is possible. Sri Ramakrishna is repeatedly saying that whatever is possible for me is possible for everyone. He was very, very scientific. Nothing exclusive right. But you get it verified, then only accept or reject. Do not reject without verification. That is not scientific. So our goal of life is to see God. That is possible. Why is it necessary? As I said last time, we all want to be happy, and this happiness is not possible in this world. Because the world, everything is changing. सब कुछ बदलते रहते हैं. प्रतिक्षण परिवर्तनशील, सम्यक सरति इति संसारा. Whatever relation, whatever interaction, whatever possession we have, all temporary, nothing is permanent. What is permanent in this world? Only God. God was there, now He is, and He will ever be with us. Remaining things, whatever we have, including our body, mind, this samsara, everything, relation, are avagamanshil, coming and going, changing. So whichever is changing cannot be our permanent source of joy. आज है कल नहीं है. So that's why it is urgently necessary that we interact with God, get hold of God. But fortunately, God has given us lease of time. As long as we are alive, we can try our best to see God. And unfortunately, suppose we are not successful, we will be given another lease of life, next life, and year after. Continuously we have been having repeated births and deaths for time immemorial. Unfortunately, we could not be successful. Sri Ramakrishna says, you make it successful in this life. That is the goal. Once you see life, see God, then all your problems cease, you become happy forever. You don't have to go anywhere else. But till then, you have to remember your goal and strive for it. That is important. Most of us are not aware of this goal. The remaining who have been aware, they are not serious about this goal. They don't have time to think about the goal. They are doing so many things at the fag end of the life. They live the world being frustrated and unsatiated. But they are given another lease of life and the same story repeats, coming and going. But those who are fortunate, they have come under the ambit of Swami Vivekananda and Sri Ramakrishna. They have an opportunity to tie this rigmarole, to break this rigmarole, to break this bondage and become free here and now. That is the reason why you are studying this gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. It is not a waste of time. It is giving us a perfect positive direction for becoming successful in life, successful wherever we are, successful whatever we are doing. We have to attain success. For that, important inputs are being put by Swami Vivekananda and his mentor Sri Ramakrishna, Srimad Sharda Devi. So here the topic was that these Western savants, they are also having these divine visions, Roman gods and goddesses. As we are seeing Hindu gods and goddesses, so the Romans, they also see, not all, but a selected few, but that shows that realization of God is not a property of Indian people only. It is very wrong to think that we are the only having this privilege to see God. No, it is open for all. We should be scientific. Though Newton discovered physics, physics doesn't belong to only the English people, it is meant for the entire world. He discovered the law of gravitation, it is applicable throughout the world. So Sri Ramakrishna was very happy that even the Western scholars are having spiritual realizations, and so their opinion, their view has to be honored, has to be given proper weightage. They are not bogus people. But their method has to be reviewed and corrected if necessary. Here is one major correction suggested, which most of us follow this and make a mistake. It's a very important topic that M says, the Mahendranath, that those people, they talk about doing good to the world. People like Dr. Sarkar speak of doing good to the world. So I told him what he had to say about it. महेंद्रनाथ सरकार का बात नहीं बोला है, कि ओरिजिनल में कहा गया है, ওরা বলে জগতের উপকার করব, ওরা বলে দেশে। वे लोग कहते हैं हम संसार का उपकार करेंगे। तब मैंने आपकी बात कही। श्री रामकृष्ण सर से कौन सी बात? तब मास्टर मास्टर ने बताया, शंभु मौलिक वाली बात। उसने आपसे कहा था, मेरी इच्छा होती है कि रुपए लगाकर कुछ अस्पताल और दवाखाने, स्कूल आदि बनवा दूं, इससे बहुतों की उपकार होगा। आपने उससे कहा था, अगर ईश्वर सामने आवे तो क्या तुम कहोगे मेरे लिए कुछ अस्पताल, दवाखाने और स्कूल बनवा दो? Now this is the direct comment of Sri Ramakrishna. Most people think the highest virtue of life is to help others. To help others is good, but that cannot be the goal of life. Why? Because the dimension of the assignment, the world is not small, whereas I am significant compared to the world. If I out of pride think I will do good to the world, how much capacity I have, how much resources I have, compared to the demand, can I make everybody happy? The world is not a small place. We say जगत का उपकार करेंगे, जगत का बारे में कुछ ज्ञान है, जगत कितना बड़े हैं. In Stephen place, Sri Ramakrishna said, you are a minutest being in this world compared to the entire world. Buying a miniature being, how can you do the good to the entire world? It's all bogus. Then shouldn't I do charity? Shouldn't I do good to the world? He said, you can do, but not with that ego that I am doing good to the world. You are trying to do good to the world in order to help yourself. This point I discussed last week also. Swami Vivekananda says that by trying to doing good to the world, we help ourselves. We cannot help anyone, we can help ourselves. So trying to do good to the world, we can exercise our power of benevolence and become free of bondage. This is the main address Sri Ramakrishna wants to pound on our health, on our mind, that the goal of life is not to get motivated and do charity. That is necessary, but it's not enough that we do good to the world only. We have something else. By trying to doing good to the world, we develop benevolence. It's a good work, and that should be encashed by trying to see the God. ईश्वर को दर्शन करना ही जीवन का उद्देश्य है, कभी भूलना नहीं. Those who are engaged in doing good to the world, doing good to the world, they are forgetful about the real goal. They are so much enamored by doing good to the world and getting the appreciation, they forget the real goal of life. Sri Ramakrishna gives another incident which is recorded here, that when you go to some place with a purpose, you go to a temple to see the deity, and before the temple you will have a bunch of beggars sitting. They want some alms, whatever you can, you are distributing. This is good work, doesn't deny. But the purpose of coming to the temple was to see the deity. If you forget that, then your visit to the temple becomes vain. That has to be understood. Says if you go to Kali Ghat, there are a lot of beggars sitting in front. And many people start making charity, किसी को 1 पैसा 2 पैसा 2 आना 4 आना 2 रुपया 1 रुपया देते रहें और वो को पुण्यार्जन कर रहे हैं। ये करते करते मंदिर का दरवाज़ा बंद हो गया, बस जिस पर्पस में कालीघाट गए थे वो बंद हो गया। Sri Ramakrishna says there should be a priority. When you have gone to the temple, see the God, see the divine, and then the remaining time you can do charity. Nobody is objecting you. But if you start doing charity before your job is over, then you are maybe liable to miss the chance. Similarly, we must set the target right. Our target is different. Most of us think that this God realization, etc., done later. Let us complete our assignment of life, the studies and job and our family members, everything. And when everything is over, we have hardly any time left for God realization, and the temple is closed. We come to the next life. That's not a very intelligent method. We must have the priority. Doing good to the world is not objected. It's a good discipline. But that's not the goal of life. First of all, it cannot be done. But trying to do good to others, we benefit ourselves. That is the subject. That is the philosophy. औरों को मदद करने के माध्यम से अपना मदद होता है। मदद फॉर व्हाट? फॉर ईश्वर दर्शन। वही हमारे एकमात्र लक्ष्य है। ईश्वर दर्शन उस करने के लिए औरों को मदद करना एक उपाय मात्र है, लक्ष्य नहीं है। This is to be clearly registered in the mind. Whatever we do in this world may enrich ourselves, but the ultimate goal of life is to see God. Everything should be oriented toward that goal. Then only life becomes meaningful. We continue this topic further in our next Sunday class. निरंजनम नित्यम अनंत रूपम भक्तानुकंपाधृत विग्रहं वै ईशावतारं परमेशमिद्यं तं रामकृष्णं शिरसा नमामः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम तत्सत्। श्री रामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु। Any question? If not, you can send your questions by email. I'll be happy to reply. Now we close the session with the chanting of the Lord in chorus. Please join with me. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Now there is a special announcement, as was done last week also. Our most revered President Maharaj, Srimad Swami Muktinathanandaji, is visiting our ashrama. We are very fortunate. However, you will not provide any initiation, mantra diksha, this visit. The time is limited. He is mainly coming to see Vishwanath Annapurna tomorrow and Ajodhya Ramlala day after tomorrow. After the darshan, he will arrive Tuesday night. And Wednesday morning, there will be darshan in the old shrine at 10 o'clock. Let me repeat, 10 o'clock on Wednesday of this month, that is on 20th of August, morning 10 o'clock in the old shrine. So those of you who wish to pay his or her respect to Maharaj, that is the only slot possible because his time is limited. In the evening, he has to catch the evening flight back to Calcutta. So he may leave around 5 or so. So morning we have paid a slot. So though the space is limited, we will arrange. So that is on 20th morning. Now many of you may think that we are so busy, what is the use of, I don't have any interaction with him. So my request is this, we see many things in life, but we also see some positive sources of energy. We don't harm, there is no harm, we don't charge anything, it's all free. The person is 97 years old, extremely active, more active than you and me, doing Sashtang Pranam, doing Arati all by himself, and is the head of, or very active head of the global Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission. He is the CEO, having more than 200 branches throughout the world. He is managing. How is it possible? Nothing less than miracle. But if you see the miracle in your eyes, so that you can narrate to others that I have seen a person, they may not believe. But you cannot deny your own experience. That is the difference between the experience and reasoning. What you see, you cannot deny. You have seen it. People may argue, ये नहीं होता है, पर मुझे देखा है, कैसे नहीं होगा? वैसे ही हमें जब भगवान दर्शन होता है, you cannot explain how is it possible. But this is a feeling, anubhuti, that is knowledge. So I request all of you, do not miss this chance. Definitely you come and quietly you come and make an assembly. I request the devotees, our devotees, to be alert, make this darshan very disciplined. And you know this too much of that sultry heat here, and that's not an air conditioned area, but we will put some temporary air conditioners all around. But the devotees' participation is necessary, and even the youth volunteers to streamline darshan. Not only will come from a nursing college, there may be 400 girls coming. So streamline everything within a short time of half an hour is not a joke. But I think by your kind cooperation, can come and have darshan and have his blessings. उनको दर्शन करना ही, उनका आशीर्वाद मिलना है. And one more thing you must understand is a thing of spiritual belief, something mystic. Mystic is that Sri Ramakrishna, we feel, is the head of the Ramakrishna Mission organization, Math and Mission. As I said, we have got more than 250 centers throughout the world, and our real CEO is Sri Ramakrishna himself. And he is the spiritual force, invisible force. But we believe that the president of the order is a physical representative of Sri Ramakrishna. We believe that Sri Ramakrishna is the president of the order. There is no difference. He descends through the president and does the official work of the mission. Sri Ramakrishna ke Sachal Vigraha, Sanghadhish, Sanghadipati. He is the visible manifestation of Sri Ramakrishna. We offer the same respect as we do to Sri Ramakrishna. That's why he is so much venerable. But that's a matter of belief. Those who are of Ramakrishna mission, devotees and monks and nuns, they all believe him as the visible manifestation of Sri Ramakrishna. If you cannot believe, it doesn't matter. But you see the man of excellence, and seeing that you feel inspired that if it is possible for him, why not for me? We feel that after 60 we become superannuated, we become good for nothing. That's not so. We can, if we want. For that we need some inspiration. So I invite all of you to attend this opportunity and tell your friends and relations to join you for this short visit. Thank you.